Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Thor The Mighty Avenger King Laufey action figure set by Hasbro. This set is number 14 in the Thor The Mighty Avenger 4-inch scale line and was first available in 2011. This set was part of a later wave of releases of the Thor figures and was very difficult to find. In fact, I could not locate a single King Laufey action figure set anywhere in my location at retail, and I had to resort to looking for King Laufey online through eBay and other sources. Fortunately, I was able to find a King Laufey through a fellow Facebooker, Christian Christie. Hang loose there, and thanks, I appreciate it. Now, taking a look at the King Laufey action figure here in the packaging, you can see the Frost Giant King of Jotunheim there, and very interesting design. I really like it. It's not quite the same as the typical Frost Giant figures, and we'll go into that a little bit later on. But pretty cool. He comes with a couple of accessories. Up here at the top, you can see the card back with the Thor movie logo and the character there. And down here, it does say Ice Axe King Laufey, but I looked through the packaging, I could not find an Ice Axe. Down here it does say Armor and Club, which is included as part of the accessory, so why they have Ice Axe there, I have no idea. So, taking a look at the back of the package here, let me get that in focus there, we go. And we have a picture of King Laufey armored up and wielding his club, and a description of King Laufey through several different languages. And this comes to me from Kristen Christie, who's located in the Great Land up north in Canada. So this is probably the Canadian packaging or the international packaging. And we also have here a description of the battle armor and club. And we have warnings in several different languages here. And down below here we have other figures as part of the same wave, I believe. We have Marvel's Odin, I think this is a redeco. And we have Thor, another redeco. And King Loki, another very difficult figure to find. Now we'll be right back and have King Laufey out of the package. Alright, we have King Laufey here out of the package, along with a standard Frost Giant, in which we will compare the two a little bit later on. But before we do, let's go ahead and take a look at the items that come included with King Laufey here. And one of the items is the Ice Club, right here. And this is basically the same as the Ice Club that comes with the standard Frost Giant, although the one that comes with King Laufey has a different colored handle. I think this is a very dark brown, almost grayish black color on here, and I think the one that comes with the standard Frost Giant is a little bit lighter. But everything else is the same. The Ice Club here, the sculpt is the same, with variations on the frost paint on there. Pretty cool. And the handle on the club is made of a softer rubberized material that's thinner at the end of the club, so it's a very loose grip when you have it at the end of the club, but as you move it up along the handle there, he has a better grip, but still a little loose, but a little bit better grip on there. So that's kind of neat. Next thing we'll take a look at is the Ice Helmet or armor. And this is basically the same as the standard Frost Giant helmet. I don't see any differences between the two, no variations in the paint or sculpt on here. And it's made of a softer rubberized material, although it's a little bit harder at the top here of the helmet. Very soft at the bottom edges of the helmet there. And it can be placed on King Laufey's head quite nicely, and fits very well, and you can see it doesn't fall off or anything, and it actually is a pretty nice helmet. I really like how it's designed. on there. I'm trying to remember if any of the Frost Giants wore this kind of helmet. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But it's pretty nice. I really like the aesthetic on here, and I like how it's semi-translucent to represent the ice on there. It's very neat on there. Now taking a look at King Laufey here, and this is a nice figure. If you don't look at it closely, it does look very much like a standard Frost Giant figure, but it is different. I would say a lot of it is actually a unique sculpt. The only thing that's actually shared between the standard Frost Giant and King Laufey, I believe, is the midsection, the hands, and the feet, and probably the upper leg. And that's about it. Everything else is a unique sculpt. So this is a pretty decent figure here. And you can see, comparing the two, how different they actually are. Even though from at a glance or from further away they do look very similar. And maybe that might be the reason why a lot of folks have not been able to see or find a King Laufey, because they may overlook it and think it's a regular Frost Giant, but in fact is not. But I was still not able to find one. I was really looking for King Laufey, especially looking at the tags on the packaging for the name specifically. I wasn't looking for the figure, but I could see how you could actually overlook the King Laufey figure if you're just looking at the figure in the packaging. So very similar, but not quite. Now, taking a look at some of the details of King Laufey, starting off with the head. It's got a unique head sculpt and looks very nice. I really enjoy the head sculpt on this, and very deep set red eyes on there, and you got the I guess the markings on his face. I don't know if that's like war paint or what, but it's very cool. And you have his basically his, I don't know if you want to call it a crown, because the other Frost Giants wear these, but not as ornate as King Laufey's. But headgear is basically what it is, and it covers mainly the back of the head there. But it's pretty neat on there, and it has a mixture of gold and almost green type of paint. I don't know if it's actual green or if it's just blue that's blended into the gold to make it look a little greenish on there, but pretty interesting paint on the headdress here, and also on the armor. Taking a look at some more details on the armor, you can see he wears some sort of necklace type of thing here. That's actually sculpted into the torso there. It's actually kind of interesting, and it's got gold paint on it as well, although this particular one right here looks like they misapplied the gold on there, or bronze, or whatever color similar to gold on there. And you can see the more ornate armor on the shoulder, while this standard Frost Giant has no armor on the shoulder at all. And you can see more details here on this one. It's actually kind of neat. And even the forearms are sculpted differently, which is nice on there. And just keep referring to the standard Frost Giant for the comparisons to see how different they are on the sculpt. It's actually kind of neat. Even the skirt is different on here. It's this one's a little bit more ornate in design, especially over here toward the belt area. It's actually kind of cool. And of course more armor padding areas along the legs here, covering only one of the knees and one of the, well, not one of the shins, just different armor pieces for the shins. Actually quite neat. On the back here you have this I don't know, this cloth that's supposed to represent it draping across his shoulders here. I think I remember seeing this in the movie, and it's interesting how they did this here, because I think it's supposed to attach to both ends of the shoulder armor here, but it's actually just sculpted right into the back, and it does not actually connect to the shoulders. So, but when you have the arms down, it does look connected, but when you start moving the arms out to the side, or if you actually twist the torso, because you can see it's glued to the lower torso there, it starts to become misaligned and looks quite awkward, especially if you have him posing off to the turning to the side here. So, but I can understand why they did that, because if you actually did glue it on here, it would, for one, restrict the arm movement, but second, it's so tiny here on the ends of this cloth, it'll probably end up tearing off if you even move the arms slightly. So kind of interesting how they did this. Would have been better if they actually glued it to the upper torso instead of the lower torso, so that it'll actually move along with the arms a little bit better when you pose the figure, but they decided to go ahead and glue it. I think it's not actually glued, it's actually pegged in into the lower back there. So very interesting design choice for this. I don't know what you call this. It's not really a cape, but more of an adornment there. So you can see some more details here on the back of his skirt area here. So pretty nice. Going over the articulation, the head can go all the way around, as well as up quite a bit and down quite a bit. It's on a swivel hinge joint there. The arms on both figures can go all the way around, but this arm is restricted from going outwards due to the armor here, while this arm is a little bit more free, but it's still a bit restricted the higher you get the arm up there. There is elbow articulation with a hinge joint that allows the arms to go up and down, and there is a swivel joint that allows the arm to go all the way around. This one a little bit of work due to the sculpt on this armor piece here. This one is a little bit more free in movement, not too much on there. The hands do go all the way around on both arms. The lower the torso here can not quite go all the way around. You do have to work at it because you're gonna run into the back of this drapery here. But it can go all the way around. Really cannot go back too much due to the pegged into the lower back there. So the body does not go up and back that far back, but it does go downwards a little bit there. There is no waist articulation, which is typical of the standard frost giant. The legs are joined at the hip with a ball hinge joint, which is on this particular figure very loose, and it's not the legs that are pegged into the ball, it's the ball pegged into the hip where it's very loose on there. But with this particular joint, it allows the leg to go up and down and slightly to the back, not too much, and if you move the ball joint, you can move the leg upwards out to the side as well. And the leg can go all the way around at the hip there. There are double joints at the knees, and the feet are on a hinged swivel joint, so it allows the leg or the foot to go down and up, as well as all the way around. So nicely articulated, although restricted on this particular figure due to the sculpt in the back and on the shoulder there, but still a nice range of movement most everywhere else, and kind of disappointed with the looseness of the legs here due to the ball joint there. But I'm glad to have this figure, a very hard figure to find. Hopefully others are able to find it at a decent price as well. But this is my casual peek into the Thor the Mighty Avenger King Laufey action figure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.